What's up, Kings fans? Barry here from Royal Rebounds. It's official. The Sacramento Kings are 3-1. This is the Purple Rain podcast. I'll be breaking down the Sacramento Kings Denver Nuggets game, December 29th, 2020. What a game it was. The Kings prevailed 125-115 in 4 quarters. It was a really exciting game, especially if you're a Sacramento Kings fan. Our second game of the series so far. Our season opener was against the Nuggets, which we defeated as well. I was really happy to hear that Jamal Murray was ruled out in pregame and missed the game. He was a key contributor to the Kings' win in the first game. They were able to limit him to just 9 points in that first game. So not having him on the floor definitely was a huge impact on the game and great for us Kings fans. But the tale of the game really came down to two categories. The first one is turnovers. The Kings were able to limit their turnovers. They only had 10 turnovers for the entire game, which is huge. The Nuggets had 19, almost twice as many. And I think that was a driving factor in the Kings winning this game, having more possessions and being able to score off those possessions. The second number the Kings dominated in was 3-point percentage. They shot almost 50% from three this game, as opposed to just under 40 for the Nuggets. I know I felt like the entire game I just kept seeing Jokic at the top of the 3-point line draining 3-pointers until late in the game. But Tyrese Haliburton was there. He hit a bunch of big threes. I saw De'Aaron Fox hit some threes. I saw Nemanja Bjelica was a huge contributor. I seen him hit a three from the corner. But super exciting game overall. Happy to see the Kings back in action. They look like a whole different team. De'Aaron Fox looks like a totally different player. He looks like he finally grew into a man. He's not a boy anymore. He goes out there and he demands respect from other players, and his play shows that. He looks like he's added on some more muscle. He drives to the basket and gets contact. He's able to finish with contact now. He had a bunch of free throws tonight. Shot actually really well from the free throw line. I thought that was one of the things that he needs to continue to work on. Sometimes I feel like he rushes his free throws a little bit, but great job tonight by him. Amazing game. 10 assists, 24 points. Pretty much did everything on the court. And then that brings me into the second guy I want to talk about, Richaun Holmes. His name is not really mentioned much. He's not a big scorer. Tonight he was 20 points. He's got that little hook shot, or that little patented little floater shot that he can knock down pretty much every time. He had a great game today. Hustle guy, felt like he was all over the floor at all times. Had a couple big blocks on recoveries. And Marvin Bagley. Really exciting game for Marvin Bagley. I'm happy to see him out there. I know he only played 23 minutes tonight, but he looked confident. He looked like he had his bounce back. He was hitting shots. He was all over the floor, in between everything. Really happy. I think he was the missing piece. The past couple years, we played like a team who was missing a big piece of their team, and that was Marvin Bagley. When you use a number 2 pick on a player, you expect that player to produce for you. And he's finally starting to do that because he can stay healthy. And I'm happy with that. I'm sure everybody's happy about that. Everybody that's a Kings fan anyways. Another big performance by Tyrese Haliburton. Only 13 points this night. I say only because he broke his scoring record, which I'm sure is going to break a bunch more times this season, and scored 15 in the last game. But he was hitting threes from all over the place, making some nice passes, 5 assists for the game, and he just has that swagger. He walks around on the court, and you can tell that he is a great player and that he doesn't care what anybody else thinks, and he's not a rookie in his mind. And that's a mentality that you really need to be successful in the NBA, especially when you're starting out younger. Great team win tonight. I was happy with what Coach Walton was doing. I'm really excited about this three-point guard set that he runs with Corey Joseph, De'Aaron Fox, and Tyrese Haliburton. I like the way that rotation works. It's great defensively, and it seems to work out offensively as well. As long as Haliburton and Corey Joseph are shooting the three ball this well. Didn't see Kyle Guy at all tonight. Not really sure if we're gonna see much of him in close games. As long as our starting and backup point guard can stay healthy. I hope that he just continues to work on his game and practice. Maybe he'll get some time in the G League this year. But just practicing against these guys over and over and over again, he's going to get better. And there will be a time when we need him. And hopefully he'll be ready to step up as we saw him do in the preseason this year. We saw Hassan Whiteside out there today. Pretty limited action for him, only 13 minutes, 6 points, picked up a couple fouls. But I like seeing him out there. I like our depth at the center position. We can play Holmes at the center, Bagley at the center, Whiteside at the center, and then we have Belly as well, who plays big. I don't know if I feel comfortable with him defending centers, but we can put him in that power forward spot next to Marvin or Rashawn or Hassan. So that gives us some more versatility. And I've also seen Harrison Barnes placed in that 4 role where he can really stretch the floor and bang down inside with guys. And I like that. I like what I've been seeing from Harrison Barnes. I think he led the team in minutes tonight with 38 minutes, 13 points, 8 assists, 6 boards. Overall, great game for him. He's been playing amazing, more than I could have ever expected out of him. I think he's finally comfortable with the Kings, and he's blossoming into that leader that we need. And maybe he was never in a position before to pick up that role. In Golden State, he had Draymond Green and Curry and Thompson. And then when he moved on to Dallas, he had Dirk. So he never really was forced into that role. And I think he's kind of shouldering some of the responsibility for De'Aaron Fox, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's great, and it really helps with this transition. And as Fox grows and his game grows more and more, he'll be willing to take on more and more of that. So I'm really happy with Harrison Barnes. I'm happy with everybody on the Kings tonight. I didn't see anything I didn't like. It was pretty short rotation, which I mean you'd expect in a game that's this close. Early on, I was a little worried. The Kings weren't boxing out, and they started out slow, but they really rebounded. They played well in the second quarter. The third quarter was a little scary. But then, right in that fourth quarter, they just stay in it and they are ready to bounce back, and they start making some shots and getting some defensive stops, and it flows, and they do great work when they all play together, and that's what we saw tonight. Another huge game from Jokic. 39 minutes for him, triple-double, 26, 12, and 11. Great offensive player, doesn't play much defense. I don't see many people on this team play defense. I know Paul Millsap was known when he was younger as a good defender. But I don't really see much defense from this Nuggets team. So you just have to try and outscore them. Like I said earlier, Murray was out, which was great for us, but Michael Porter Jr. stepped right in and scored 30. A great player that I wanted the Kings to target in the draft. He fell to the Nuggets late. But he's a problem. He's going to be a big problem for the league. It seems like he's been able to stay healthy with that back, and he doesn't play much defense as well, but offensively he's got everything. He can shoot from all 3 levels, and he's big. He's like 6'10", so he can play that small forward, power forward, and he gets mismatches and can pretty much shoot over everybody. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I just wanted to let you all know how excited I am for this Sacramento Kings season. They're 3-1. We got a rest day tomorrow and then a game against Houston in Houston on Thursday. Don't forget to join us on Friday for the Royal Report, a brand new sports talk show centered around the Sacramento Kings. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and go Kings!